Hello and welcome to Lee Anderson Yoga. I'm Lee, very excited that you're here to join me for this beautiful, luscious yoga practice this morning. It'll warm us up, it'll wake us up, we'll feel alive, we'll feel happy and optimistic, and we'll really feel wonderful in our bodies, in our minds, and in our hearts. So let's begin. And I wanted to invite in the intention, Sankalpa, of change. I don't even need to invite it in. It's so much present, so volatile and vibrant around us. It's everywhere. But if we can bring in that notion and focus on the changes that we can make within ourselves, and how this makes change in our community. Offering more acceptance, more kindness, even self-reflection, non-reaction to the many situations that will arise in front of us, so we can maintain our peace. Here she is wonderful. Maintain our peace, our calm, our inner happy. Feel whole and complete. Quiet breaths here, just letting all the little things just slip off us, away. Notice any weight you're feeling, any heaviness of the big things. And as best you can, just sort of let them, nudge them to one side just a little. So from within you have this beautiful, natural, uplifting energy within. Lovely. About another 3 breath cycles here. Perhaps your attention coming back to the breath or the sensations of the breath, connecting you back into your center. Wonderful. Sighing it out. We will transition gently over onto our backs with our knees bent and feet on the floor. So we'll be here for a few minutes. If you wish to adjust your screens, as you know, I'll do my best to talk lots and guide you with words. Feet sink into the floor. Let the calf muscles and the hamstrings relax as the upper body lays back nice and long. Just notice how the head wishes to rest on the floor. And if you wish to loosen off through the neck a little, you can just gently turn the head from one side to the other and then come back. Beautiful. Now notice how the tailbone and the lower back muscles have relaxed. They don't have to do anything, so the spine just sinks closer to the earth in between the back of the hips. Beautiful. Our right knee lifts up into our chest. Let's stretch the heel up towards the sky. Easy through the back of the leg. Oh, first crunch for the day. Point the toes up to the ceiling, flex the foot, lift the heel a little higher, make sure that hip sinks. Beautiful. It's okay to not, force or straighten the knee. And just a few circles around through the ankle, one way and the other way. More cracks and crunches. Beautiful. So we're going to release this leg, but rest the ankle on the left knee and let the leg fall out to the side. So we've created this figure 4 shape. It's actually a reclined pigeon pose, and we all know how challenging pigeon pose is when we're facing the floor and the other way around. But just notice how easier it is here through your lower back as you lift the left foot off the floor. Feel the stretch down through the outside of the thigh. So arms can reach through and support the back of the left thigh if you wish, as long as compromising too much through the neck, the shoulders and the chest. They're still pretty relaxed as we warm up. If you want to straighten that left leg and lift the heel up to the ceiling, more cracks and crunches. Beautiful. So just let that left foot rest back onto the floor. Right knee lifts and the foot comes in, and we're just going to roll both knees over to the side, over to the left side, reaching the right arm out and away. So as you breathe in, really invite the breath right down into the space of the belly, so the belly can sort of lift up and turn to the ceiling, and maybe that'll help the right hip reach closer to the heels. Allow the shoulders to do nothing and just fall back into the comfort and support of the earth. Wonderful beginnings. Hands can guide the legs back. Let the right foot rest again. Doesn't matter whether legs are close or apart, but just let the feet sink and feel heavy again. Invite relaxation into the back of the legs and just feel whatever there is to feel. So you might even use this as an opportunity to practice non-comparison and non-judgment of what one side feels like versus the other. Just accepting what is. Beautiful. And now our left knee comes in towards the chest and the foot, the heel up towards the sky. Point the toes to the ceiling. Flatten through the foot, back of the heel lifts. Beautiful. And then a few circles. Just feeling that movement through the ankle and how it stretches down into the shin, behind the ankle and into the calf. Lovely. Bending the knee, letting the leg fall out to the side, resting on the knee. Beautiful. Right foot lifts up off the floor, relaxing through the left leg so it's just falling away. Lovely, effortless variation of pigeon pose here. Notice how much space is in the sides of the waist as the spine continues to lay long. And if you wish to extend the right heel to the ceiling, you can. It's not about the right leg though. It's about relaxing into the left and letting that IT band or muscle on the side of the left leg find its own natural length. Beautiful. Slowly lower the right foot. Lift the left so the ankle's on the inside of the right knee and both legs roll over. If you want to change the shape or position of your legs here to suit yourself, or even just to suit the space that you have around you, absolutely fine. Invite the breath through the chest, down towards the diaphragm and into the belly. Belly lifts, smiles up towards the sky. Left hip falls back towards the heel, soften in the neck. It's always a danger starting the class in a reclined posture, lying down. Help the legs back up to center because we can get very cozy and very comfortable here quite soon. Let the left leg sit and just let both feet just sink. Relax the toes, arms can be anywhere. Notice the breath filling the chest and lifting the chest up. Inviting the breath into the sides of the ribs to expand the body, the torso, through its natural width. And then maybe also feeling the back of the ribs press into the shoulder blades, maybe opening up a bit of space between the shoulder blades for the vertebrae to sink lower, deeper to the earth. Nice. Lifting both knees together and then in towards the chest, heels up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees quite bent here. So hands can be on the back of the hamstrings, just to guide the knees closer to the chest so the tailbone curls on up nice and long. As we roll the tailbone back down, we want to see if we can keep the lower back lengthened, if that's a word, spacious, elongated. Beautiful. And then both heels up to the sky, elbows reach out wide. So you can make a fist here with your thumbs sort of facing towards the sky, or if you want to, you can let that hands fall back towards the earth, depends on what feels more comfortable. Bend the knees a little so that we have a bit of a tabletop in the shins. And we're going to roll both knees over to the right-hand side. Bring them back through center. This is waking the abdominals up, and then over to the other side. So isolate this movement. So it's the waist repositioning the hips. Inner thighs are steady. Ankles, feet just resting close together. It's all right if you hear a crack or a crunch. Beautiful. If you can, one more time each side, just warming up. So we're lengthening through the sides of the waist through twist, but we're strengthening because our feet and legs are in the air. Oh, and that gives us a little bit of resistance that we have to work with. Fantastic. Hands under the hamstrings, knees to nose. Exhale and roll on up to a sitting position with bent and feet flat, upper body resting back. Fingers towards the body, and just shuffle here through the upper body, or wriggle, groove, whatever you like. And just feel the front of the chest opening a little bit into the front of the shoulders rather than the shoulders wanting to turn in. We want to lift up here a little bit through the chest. Beautiful. So let's keep the hands where they are. Elbows can be bent, but straighten them up if you wish. Bring the feet together and the inner thighs, knees together. Lovely. Let's lift the feet up off the floor, reaching out through the heels. Hands are lightly supporting you. Beautiful. Lower on down. Now keep the feet down. Breathe in, open the chest. Crown stretches away from the hips. Hold that posture with the exhale. Raise the feet, reaching out through the balls of the feet. Beautiful. So kind of a boat pose, but I'm starting with our hands behind you to hopefully guide the torso and keeping it straighter and stronger. So we're programming a straight, long spine right up through the neck into the crown. Beautiful. Release the legs back down. So notice as you peel the hands off and start to reach forwards, how the upper body moves upwards. Try not to round through the upper back. Try to keep the back straight. You can then lean back a little bit further if you wish. And we can change to one foot at a time or both feet, reaching on up, lowering on down. So let the pelvis be heavy. Tailbone really anchored down in towards the earth. Little bit of energy and strength up through the legs. Lots of vibration happening in and around the belly, down into the pelvis. Just reaching out through the balls of the feet with control, lowering them down. We can do this. Let's go another 2 times. Relax. It's very challenging, very nasty on my part. Beautiful. Release the hands behind you. Now we're going to push the feet into the floor and lift the hips into a reverse tabletop. So if you don't want to be on your hands here, lower down on your elbows so that you are on your forearms as you lift the hips up in, and just be easy through the neck and the front of the shoulders. If that's going to hurt your neck at all, you can just rest back here and chill out for a moment. Otherwise, fingers down through the floor. We want to send the knees over the toes, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone under, pointing towards the back of the knees. If you want to lower down on the inhale, you can. Exhale, feet push through, relax the toes, squeeze the glutes. If you want to lower down on the inhale, you can. One more breath cycle, push the feet, breathe in, crown stretching away from the tailbone. Lovely. Everybody lowering down, hips nice and easy. Woo! Separate the feet so there's a gap between the legs for us to reach all the way up and fall down in between the feet. Beautiful. Resting here. So use the weight of the upper body to actually almost roll forwards into the legs. So the legs are like propping you up a little bit. Beautiful. You'll feel the feet nice and heavy, and then bring softness and ease about the tops of the shoulders and the sides of the neck. Lovely. If you wish, you can take your hands behind your ankles. You can wrap them all the way around the sides of the feet, and you can wriggle through the shoulders again, and just see if the lower back, the belly, wants to fall a little bit further forwards. So notice if the hip flexors are tightening and resisting. Just breathing gently here for a brief more moment. Lovely. Let's release those hands. Heart center, rolling on up. Moving around onto hands and knees for a few quick cat and cows that'll help lift us on up towards our feet, our wonderful sunset Salutations. Inhale, open the heart forwards as the belly drops to the floor. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, beautiful curve all the way through the spine, right up to the top of the neck where it connects into the head. So 2 more breath cycles here, ladies, just sort of flowing through whichever way suits you. You might notice yourself leaning to one side, so you want to make a little adjustment there. Beautiful. And then we are neutral, bracing the belly, a little bit more core work. All we're going to do is lift the knees an inch off the floor. Sounds super easy. Fingertips down, toes down, lift the knees, brace and breathe. You can lower the knees down if you wish, or you can keep them elevated, providing that vertebrae is elevated, especially at the back of the ribs between the shoulder blades. As you breathe, feel the breath move sideways into the lungs, fingertips down, toes down. You've got this. How about another breath cycle? Yes, another breath cycle. And then slowly release the knees down, hips back, child pose stretch. Feet can be flat or up on your toes, doesn't matter. Hands actively stretching the mat out in front of you, and feel that beautiful stretch down the sides of the waist into the back of the waist. Lifting the hips, rolling all the way on up, hands supporting you as we tuck the toes and rock back over the feet. Feel that stretch underneath the feet, coming to standing. So from here, from standing, you can lift up with your head on up, or you can let the body fold forwards and roll up through the tailbone. Lovely. Take a couple of breath cycles, because our blood pressure and all that will be all mixed up and down and around. Shoulder roll. Wriggle, wriggle if you wish, if you need, whatever feels wonderful. Walking somewhere to where you might envisage the top of your mat for some sun salutations. Feet nice and close together. Shoulder roll, up, back, down. And really exhale. Empty the body. Feel the relief, yet this beautiful, uplifting, magical almost energy up through the spine, out of the crown. Lovely. Inhale, hands to heart center. Let's not be in a race. Exhale, release the arms again. Feel that lovely blur through the elbows into the chest. Now we inhale, sweep the arms up. You can look up if you wish. Exhale, out of the hips, bow forwards, reach towards the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down, ground, and both feet walk all the way back. But you're absolutely fine to stop halfway through and rest here on hands and knees. From hands and knees, you'll have some cow-cat flows. But if you're up in plank, join me for that vinyasa flow. Lovely. Inhale, fingertips push down. There's that lifting movement. Exhale, lower down, lightly through the knees. Cat-cow flows can continue if that's where you're at. Inhale, lift the crown of the head, push the tops of the feet down. Exhale, long spine, push the floor away. Hands and knees, tuck the toes. If you can, ladies, lift up the hips, downward dog. One full breath cycle here. Exhale completely. Feet are on the move, walking forwards towards the hands. Let the back round in front of the legs. Exhale, release the spine long all the way. Beautiful. Bend the knees, roll on up to standing. Arms are going to reach out wide, way above our head. Palms will meet and slide back down our center line. Rest in front of our heart space. So just one breath cycle here, just checking in with our energies. It's just sort of started zinging and moving around pretty quickly. Beautiful. So we'll continue with the sun salutations, but we'll interrupt them along the way for some other postures and flows, especially in our first forward fold. So inhale, feel that uplifting energy. Exhale, remain upright as you release. Let go, acceptance, come on in. Beautiful. Inhale, raise the arms. You can bend the knees, you can arch back if you want, and then flow forwards into forward fold. So we're going to sort of play around here in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and really hang out of the hips. You can bend your knees as much or as little as you wish. Feel the back of the head. Yeah, really empty on out. Fingers, we've done this a few times this week. We're going to play the piano. Just sort of play the piano around towards the right. Lovely. So see if you can use the fingers to crawl around. So maybe they're more like a crab crawling across the beach. Maybe you've been to the beach in the last couple of days or seen pictures of other people at the beach, which is wonderful. Back to center. Beautiful breath space here.
just to feel that sort of central and neutralize. And then you can either play the piano or go to the beach and watch the crabs crawl around, or you might have another little sort of imagery that you enjoy using. Beautiful. So as we move through the yoga poses, you're absolutely fine to add in a little bit of play. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ground the hands. We're going to step back into that vinyasa flow or cat-cow pose. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting energy. Exhale, staying strong but releasing in with control. That's it. So just because we're not children anymore doesn't mean we can't play. From playing comes experience, comes knowledge. Hips up in the air, downward dog, one breath cycle. Easy through the knees, hands stretching the mat out away. Exhale completely, both feet walking forwards. Lovely, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold again, and we're going to play around here as well. Bend the knees as much as you wish. Right hand settles on the floor, left arm reaches out to the side for our rotation. Breathe the heart and let it open forwards and around. We're still lengthening through the spine. Another breath cycle here because it's good fun. Equal pressure down through the feet. Slowly release all the way back down. That's it. Same thing on the other side. Take your time. If you want to move through a different rhythm, timing, whatever you need to do, absolutely fine. Notice how your body weight shifts through your legs and try to keep that as equal as you can. All right, let's really breathe into the heart space. Left shoulder blade draws backwards and then reaches the hand a little higher. Well done. Gently ease all the way back. One breath cycle here in the middle. In the knees, we're rolling up to standing. So really push down through the floor. Tuck the tailbone under. Arms reach open. Breathe in, expand the heart. Palms meet, feel the touch, feel that magical connection of the skin cells within your hands and fingers as they slowly come back to rest in front of your heart space. One breath cycle here. Well done, forward folds. Exhale completely. Inhale, heart lifts. We're ready to be on the move again. Exhale, release the arms. And now they're ready to sweep on up. Bend the knees, beautiful. Gather the energy, lift and stretch. Exhale, bow forwards. We're moving on from here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ground the hands, walk the feet backwards. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Let's enjoy a cobra, but we're going to stay around in cobra and we're going to play. Beautiful. Exhale, ease yourself back down, steady here. So you can reposition the hands if you wish. Otherwise, think about really pointing through the toes. Yeah, so that might have lifted the kneecaps off the floor. Try to press the tops of the feet down into the floor and notice how that activates through the sides of the leg muscles and even the glutes. Yeah, that might help lengthen the lower back. So we've got a really solid foundation with the legs. Because as we reach the hands out in front of us, our center of gravity shifts within our body. Beautiful. So now we're going to play the piano again. So fingers pitter-patter all the way around to the other side. Add a little bit of playfulness about this and sort of feel which parts of your neck want to get a bit stiff and offer them softness and easiness. Same with the sides of the body. Back to center whenever you feel like it. Take a moment to use the breath to give you more expansion, more length. Whew. And then around to the other side. Pitter-patter with the fingers. Pitter-patter, opening into the sides of the ribs, back to center. Beautiful, one big reach here. Hands underneath the shoulders. Bending the knees, we're going to come all the way on back up. Lovely, let's tuck the toes, downward dog. One breath cycle as we prepare to walk forwards. Feel the heels super heavy. Lovely, walking up and in. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Really feel that spine longer, easier, more relaxed. Beautiful. Feet pushing into the floor. Arms reaching open from the shoulders, not just from the wrists. Soften the front of the neck as you look up and smile. Palms meet. Slide back in. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the arms. Now bend the knees, breathe in, stretch the ribs up super high. Exhale, keep the spine long and strong as you tip forwards. Halfway lift, ground the hands, both feet walking backwards, soften across the tops of the shoulders, across the body. Beautiful. Exhale, lower on down. Let's enjoy a nice easy cobra. We're coming back to playing cobra. Beautiful. Come back to the tippy toes, point them away, push the tops of the feet into the floor, squeeze the glutes, maybe you'll feel the tailbone realign, lift the hands as they reach all the way out in front of you. All right, hands are out in a Y shape or a V shape. Beautiful, take a breath in, invite the breath into the back of the lungs so the shoulder blades lift and separate a little. Well done. Now, right hand stays down as the left hand lifts. Breathe into the left chest and try to lift it out and open. Just easy through the neck here. It's really easy to lift the face and turn the head up, but we want to lift one side of the chest. Beautiful. Slowly release back down. Just have a moment here in the middle. Notice how challenging and difficult that was. Beautiful. Breathing in to the right side of the chest now as the right hand lifts and reaches away. Right shoulder blade draws back in towards the spine. Opening the heart a little bit more. What happened to the feet? Push the feet down through the floor. Soften the neck. You've got this. One more breath cycle. And then slowly lower all the way back down. One moment here. Hands return under the chest. Bend the knees. Beautiful. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. One breath cycle. We're not in downward dogs for long, are we? Beautiful. Both feet walking forwards. Exhale, hang over the legs. Breathing in, push the feet into the floor, rolling up. Arms circle. Palms meet. Let the skin on your face soften. Let the corners of the eyes turn up, corners of the lips turn up. Beautiful. Just 2 breath cycles here. Noticing all your inner energy buzzing and zooming around. If you need to adjust your clothes, now you can. Alrighty. So an easier sun salutation, but we'll add in some warriors for, of course, stronger legs. Open up the hips and keep warming the belly and the arms. Beautiful. Inhale, smile. Exhale, just let the arms open. Yeah, ready for anything. Inhale, reach up, sweep with the arms. Exhale, bow forwards. Keep the hips right above the feet so the whole body's in front of the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, both feet walk backwards. So if you don't do the vinyasa flow, you can rest on hands and knees. Go for that cat-cow. Lots of mobility options. Spine through that way. Beautiful. Inhale. Easy cobra. Just sort of notice how more mobile you are. Lower down. Push the floor away. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. Alrighty. Breath cycle. Thinking about the right foot. Bending the right knee. Stepping it in underneath. Beautiful. Landing, coming up, starting off with a nice easy lunge. Hands up in the air, palms can meet if you wish. So our left knee is down towards the floor, back heel is up. We're not in a warrior yet, we're in a lunge. Let's interlace the fingers and send the palms up to the ceiling. And as the palms open and the fingers sort of get that stretch right near where they meet the hand, just allow that sort of opening sensation to come down about the ribs and the shoulder blades, and maybe even down into the hips. Wonderful. Gently release the hands back to heart center, prayer position. Beautiful. We're going to ground through the back of the left foot, and I'm facing the wrong way. I apologize for that. Right knee's traveling forwards over the right toes. Back down, we're in that warrior. Hands to heart center. So try to let the hips sink. Keep that front knee moving forwards. Lovely, and grounding down through the outside line of the foot. Lots happening here through the legs. With our hands, we're going to make fists, and we're going to put them together like this, but behind our back. So relax the shoulders and let the back of the hand rest into the lower back. Beautiful. Breathe in, open the heart forwards. Just let the shoulders drop away and really think about that right hip lowering. Right thigh bone moving out towards the knee. So you can arch your upper body as far back here as you are comfortable. Just go easy through the arms and the shoulders and the neck. Wonderful. Gently release, come all the way on up. Release the hands back to heart center. Ah, beautiful. We're going to flow over the front leg, move back into our downward dog, and then we'll swap the legs over. So hips to the sky, heels down, knees nice and easy. Take another breath cycle here. Send the hips up a little bit higher. So we've got plenty of room underneath us for that left knee to bend and step underneath and come on forwards. Let's start with that lunge. Hands can start at heart center. Allow the feet to find most efficient foundation. They might wobble or jiggle a bit. That's perfectly human. Hands reach up to the sky. Fingers interlace. Upper arms are kind of in front of your ears, near your cheeks. Shoulders will be uplifted, but just let them have a little bit of natural space. Keep bending that right knee, tucking the tailbone under. Beautiful breathing. One more breath, lifting up and slowly releasing the hands to heart center. Beautiful, pivoting on the ball of the right foot, grounding down, setting up warrior legs. So let the legs and the hips find their space first. Bend that front knee, let the hips sink a little bit more as the heart, the chest starts to face the same direction as that left foot, left knee, and you feel that stretch through the side of the body. Shoulders are relaxed as we make those fists, knuckles together, take them in behind your back. Beautiful. Breathe in, ribs lift up, hips sink, and maybe you can arch back if you wish. So about another 3 breath cycles here. Just notice if the arms are trying to do something a bit more. Just remind them to rest as the legs strengthen and you just breathe. Beautiful. Gently release, lifting the head, releasing the arms. Let's raise them up into the air, flow over the front leg. We're going to step forward. So take your time in getting a little bit of grounded sort of sensation through that left foot as you push it through the floor and bring the right foot up. Beautiful. Forward fold, lift a little, exhale down the front of the legs. Inhale, push the feet into the floor, roll up to standing, arms reach wide, palms meet, and come back down in front of our heart space. Lovely. So we've got a challenging one now for the legs. We're going to just sneak it in. We've got Shavasana's miles away, so let's just keep plowing through. Alrighty, we'll play with a bit of sun salutation, but we've got some Malasana, which is the low squat, and then lizard and pigeon. You'll love it, I promise. Inhale, lift. Exhale, just release the arms. We can do this. Just start with a clean slate, beginner's mind. Inhale, sweep the arms on up. Exhale, forward fold. 1 breath cycle here in forward fold, remaining in forward fold. Beautiful. Hands can rest on the floor or on your shins or thighs. And we're going to heel toe the feet wider here. So let's take the feet wider. Toes are out, heels are in. Hands may return to the floor. We're going to bend the knees and legs down into that low squat. So if you can't keep the body upright here and you want to rest onto the floor, absolutely fine to lower the hips onto the floor. If your hips are up, fabulous. Palms together, knees to the elbows to the inner knees. Just feeling the inner thighs fight, relaxing and resting. Invite them to ease as the elbows just guide them. Hands come in between the elbows, shoulders relax back down. Beautiful. So now we're going to reach forward here. So if you're sitting on the floor, we're going to take our right leg out behind us, and then we're going to have to move ourselves back up into a lower lunge. But if you're already squatting, that'll be a lot easier for you to send the right leg back. Start in a lower lunge with the hands on the inside of the left foot. Beautiful. Lizard pose is where this front leg rolls out to the side. We're stretching the outside of the thigh, and you rest on like the knife edge, the little toe side of your left foot. If you wish, that right knee that's on the floor can lift and extend, but please don't just try to snap the knee up. Try to reach through the back of your heel. All right, where am I? Strong and stable, up. So again, I'm not hanging heavy through the hips. I need to use the strength of the glutes to keep the hips up in line with the chest and the heel. While that left leg relaxes to the outside. So this is our lizard pose. If you wish, keep the right hand down, start to raise the left arm, the same arm as that front leg, and you can reach it all the way up to the sky if you wish. You may want to drop the knee down and get that beautiful rotation there. But you're not plunging down through the right wrist, you're lifting all the way up out of that right arm. Slowly release the hand back down. Lift the hips if you need to. We're going to bring this right leg, the foot, all the way around behind the left wrist now. Lay the shin down so it's in line with the short edge of your mat. You can keep the hip up and that knee rest on the floor. You can extend the leg and start to lay the hips towards the front heel. So this is our pigeon pose. Beautiful. Just notice how that sharp stretch takes away the breath. Use the awareness of the breath to calm down and just let that muscle know it's comfortable, it's cool, calm, collected, and it can relax. If this is hurting your knee or your hips or your ankles or anywhere, please back off. Go easy, be kind. And again, that right hand can stay down. Left arm can reach all the way up to the sky. If you wish, let the belly move forwards. And then that left shoulder blade draws back, sending the arm up a little higher. Soft down the sides of the neck. One more breath cycle. Squeeze the right glute. You've got this. Slowly release all the way back down. Beautiful. Let's send the hips up. Release that leg. Lower knees down, out wide, child pose stretch. So opportunity for downward dog if you'd rather a more energetic recovery, more energized recovery, active recovery. Otherwise, absolutely fine to chill out here for a moment. And from here, we can roll on up and think about bringing that right leg forwards, just to the outside of both hands. Hands are kind of in line with our shoulders, sort of in line with our hip. You might be down on the left knee. Right foot starts to just roll all of its own accord out to the side. Excellent. So letting that outer thigh muscle relax on the knife edge, little toe side of the foot. Feeling the tailbone want to stretch down towards the left heel. And you can raise the knee up off the mat if you want, even if you just want to give it a go. Even if you know you're not going to stay up, you can give it a go. And then, oh, my back looks a bit round there, so we want to straighten and strengthen. Crown in one direction, tailbone and heel in the other. If you wish, left hand can remain through the floor, right arm starts to lift, rotation is there. But don't collapse. If you need to come down to the floor, come down to the floor, then lift your energies all the way back on up. One more breath. Beautiful. Slowly release that left hand back down. Right foot comes back behind. Right foot behind the left hand. Lower the shin down. If you want to, you can lower the knee. If you want to, you can lower the hip. So this foot could be a million different here, depending on your range of motion through your knee and your hip. So just go for that feeling of lengthening through the outside of your right hip. Fingers spread, shoulders shuffle, breathing in, lifting up. Left hand stays down, energy up the left arm to the shoulder, across the back of the shoulders as the right arm reaches up to the sky. Try to soften in at the back of the neck, where the neck meets the body. Oh, right shoulder blade higher, fingers spread wider. Beautiful. Slowly return the hand all the way on down. Tuck the toes to lift the hips so you've got space to send that right leg back. I'm going for a child pose. You're welcome to enjoy a downward dog or a child posture with me. Forehead can rest on the floor, or you can make a little pillow for your face. Brilliant. Well done. Rolling up into cat-cow posture and then positioning the legs so that they are out in front of us. Bottoms on the floor, legs extended, nearly there. Let's walk the heels a little bit wider. So if you wish, you can sort of really open the feet out super wide here. I'm just going to keep mine there because that's where I like them, but absolutely fine to challenge the inner thighs, providing you're not falling backwards through the hips too much. Roll the shoulders, reach the arms out to the side. Okay, let's keep those arms extended. We haven't done much of that with the arms this morning. So let the shoulder blades just sort of squeeze back together, lift through the neck, and the crown rises up. Maybe the belly draws in. Beautiful. Cow face pose arms. So right elbow bends. You can hold on to this hand with the left, or you can release it and twist it around. Fingers may meet, they don't have to. We want to send the elbows away from each other and have the spine rest into the hands. Beautiful, breathe in, forward fold here. As you exhale, heels are heavy, knees are soft, bow forwards. Breathing in, trying to invite the breath down into the bottom corners of the lungs to support you through the lower back as you ease forwards. Whew. If you want to bend your knees up so that your feet are more rested on the floor, that is another option for you. Just keep going with whatever feels good, especially at this space in our yoga practice this morning. So as the elbows are stretching away from each other, I'm also imagining my crown lengthening up and away from the tailbone. One more breath cycle here. Really try to fill the whole body. Fill it all the way up with your beautiful breath. Retain what you need and gently exhale anything you don't. Ground through the hips, roll all the way back on up. Release the arms, let the right hand drop down, left arm up to the ceiling and tipping on over. Beautiful, coming back up to the middle, staying here in the middle, arms reaching, cow face pose. Left hand behind the neck, right arm flips around and gathers. Absolutely fine just to hang on to the hand here. Hips are heavy and there's that little bit of floaty space between the top of the hips and the ribs. As you exhale, draw the belly button in and bow forwards. Inhale, crown lifts. Exhale, tailbone sinks away. So it's absolutely fine for the upper body to be buoyant and just floaty here in the middle. But if you don't feel safe, bend the knees and let the feet be, or legs be your props. Feet can support you. Elbows are stretching away from each other, but we're not trying to tip over through the spine. Beautiful, great strength, great patience and passion. One last breath, really beautiful and sweet. Maybe a little bit tight at the end. Slowly letting go. Grounding with the hips and using the in-breath for you to roll all the way on up. Left arm comes down around to the floor, right arm in the air, tipping over to the left side. Beautiful. Releasing, shoulder rolling, lifting the knees, up in for a cuddle. So let your chest fall, your cheekbones rest wherever they may rest. Close your eyes and just have a little bit of moment here and feel your body heat, feel your warmth. Really allow yourself to fall within this warm, inviting, beautiful energy that is you. So with yoga, we work a lot on the physical practice because it's tangible. It's easy for us Westerners to get started with what we can put our fingers on, what we can feel, what we can really easily identify with. And then comes a little bit more challenging as we lift up out of our physical practice and allow ourselves to lay still, nice and gently on the surface underneath you. So Shavasana is where we're going now, ladies. Gently ease yourself back like you are really allowing yourself into a luscious warm bath with lots of rose petals and papyri and different things. Is it Friday yet? No. You can let the soles of the feet come together and the knees fall out wide if you like, or you can let the feet stretch out nice and long all the way to begin with. Arms rest by your sides, but they're not touching the body. There's a little bit of space between the sides of the body and your arms. So now the yoga practice involves the mind, the spirit, and it's something that only you know, that only you can experience. And even only you can open up to. So maybe your attention with the breath is still jumping towards the physical sensations. That's okay. But then invite your awareness to go a bit deeper within that physical sensation. Just to notice if there's any emotions there or any thoughts there. Not to judge whether it's right or wrong, or this is, Lee said it should be a happy feeling. It's not always like that at all. It should just be whatever it is. And as you rest within that physical sensation, becoming a little bit more of a intuitive awareness, just watch. If it disappears, that's okay. It might come back. Or it might change. It might move from an emotion to a thought. It might move back into an emotion. It might disappear and vanish. And as long as you are comfortable and not too overwhelmed by whatever it may be, you can remain there. Or you can let the breath guide you to another sensation throughout the body. Maybe it's right next door, or maybe it's somewhere else. So as the physical body rests, all the benefits of the practice really seep in, really soak and saturate us now. And with that gentle, beautiful awareness of the breath and any of the intuition, little messages that it brings forth, we grow, we can move forwards, we can change, transform. So whether it's just knowledge of why we are who we are, or whether it's information that we can use to, that's holding me back. That silly little habit, that's why I'm always doing that. I know that now. I can redirect my choices, my actions. This really beautiful, sweet time to just rest within your honest, authentic self. So please just keep resting here within you. I'm going to sit myself up, but please stay exactly as you are. For another full minute. Nothing to do, nothing to change, just simply resting, letting your body breathe in a way that naturally sustains you. It's perfect, perfect breath for your beautiful, magical energy. Lovely. So I'm just going to invite you to kind of remain the same, but just wriggle the fingers a little. Invite the hands to the belly or the chest, just softly resting somewhere where it comforts over your body. And again, as you just breathe, maybe very subtly, there's that slight rise of the front body into your hands. So here you can just catch that tangible sensation of your energy. Just reflecting on our focus, our intention of change that I mentioned earlier. As we move through change, recognizing the discomfort of uncertainty is merely a signal of growth. And we aren't the only ones going through change. Everyone around us is going through change, going through uncertainty, going through growth, and because we practice yoga, we practice coming back to our truth, our center, our inner wisdom, we can help facilitate our own natural growth and step aside and let others experience their natural growth at their rate of change that is exactly right for them. Wonderful. The corners of the eyes curled up and corners of your lips smiling. Just breathe in through the nose, invite in, welcome in a beautiful, fresh breath of air. Let it fill you and feel that awakening, that stretching and expanding as it radiates through you, down into your arms, down into your legs. If you feel like stretching or wriggling or rolling, please do as we begin to return back into the world of change, feeling more peaceful, more calm, more content with exactly who we are in this moment. Just take another, 20, 30 seconds or so until you're ready to roll over and rest on one side, or even lift yourself up into a comfortable seated posture. And if I don't see you rise up, I just know you will have fallen asleep, and that is perfect. If that's where your energy needs to be to take good care of you, that is perfect. Just allowing the body to take in as much air as you need. If it's a big full breath, to release out some overwhelming
sensations of energy, let them go. Just checking back in with how amazing you are, which is why you feel so wonderful. Inspiring so many, not only those of us in this Zoom yoga studio. Thank you so very much for practicing self-care, self-love, and yoga with me. I am so very lucky. Namaste.